I want we start working cleaning this skin, and for this I want we discuss about different tools, how it works. First of all, when we start working with cleaning or doing any retouch, we will want to work in empty layers. We will not want to work in the background layer because working in empty layers will give us plenty more of control of what we are doing. We will be able to work with different kind of selections, layer masks, clipping mask. We will be able to work independently with blend modes or even the opacity of the layer. So we will want to work in empty layers. For work in empty layers with the two different tools we will use for skin editing, we will need to configure these tools for being able to take the sample from the correct spot. In the case of the spot healing brush, when we are working in an empty layer, we will need to set the tool for take the sample from current and below. If we set the sample to all layers, we will also take samples from above, and if we only take the sample from current layer, because this is an empty layer, the tool will not be able to paint or fix anything because there is no information or there is no pixels for grab a texture or color or whatever you want to copy. This tool just will not work. In the case of the spot healing brush, you have only one chance or one option. You can select sample all layers, or you can uncheck the sample all layers for work in the current layer. If you're working in the background layer or in a copy of the background layer, this will be okay because working in the same layer, taking the sample from the same layer will work. But in the case we are working in empty layers, we will need to check this so we can paint over the places we want to correct, and Photoshop will try to do a good work, just replacing the texture we paint with the surrounding texture, or taking a sample from a different place and overlapping or replacing the texture from the other spot. Most of the cases, this tool will work just fine, but in cases where we have a lot of texture or some noise, or it's a hairy face, the aspect will be maybe not that good. So I prefer to work with the healing brush instead of the spot healing brush, but we need to understand how these two different tools works because we will need to combine it a lot of the times. Let me show you one example. In here I did create one noise layer because I want to show you something. Let me turn this off. I want to show you how the sample works. This is an empty layer, and if I'm working in the empty layer using the healing brush, I do take a sample, and when I paint, Photoshop will not consider the noise layer because it's over the layer I'm working. It will only take the sample from the empty layer to below. But if I select the spot healing brush and I check the sample all layers and I paint, when I paint, I will see this empty layer now contains the noise texture I added in the noise layer, because when this layer is visible, this tool, the spot healing brush, will consider it so for take the sample and will use it for paste the sample from the noise layer into the empty layer. If I turn the layer off, the noise layer now is off, I can use the spot healing brush, selecting the sample all layers. Have this in mind. Sometimes you will want to work with the spot healing brush, sampling all layers. So maybe in some situations you will need to just turn off the layer you don't want to Photoshop take the reference for the texture, and you will be good. Most of the times you will work with the healing brush using current and below. And if you use current and below, it doesn't matter if you have the noise level, in this case, the noise level on. I could perfectly replace this, selecting the correct layer, I'm sorry. And I fix almost everything because I did miss the paint over here. But it doesn't matter if this layer is on. Now I can work avoiding the noise layer. It doesn't matter if this layer is on or off. For the sample, is not affecting. Okay, for the moment and the tool configuration, this is all. I will do a different video for show you how we can work cleaning this skin in empty layers so we can keep working. See you.